One more. Time for one more. Okay, you know why guys like doing it in front of the mirror?
Why?
Because objects may appear larger than they actually are.
What do women want? Even Mel Gibson here doesn't know. I certainly don't know, so I'm starting small with the question, what do Scottish women want for Scotland? Sorry Mel, but you're wrong again. Polls have consistently shown for the last 10 years that women are less likely than men to vote for independence for Scotland. This is Professor John Curtice. He's English, and he's not a woman. But he is one of the leading academics in the call for Scottish independence.
It's certainly true that women are consistently in virtually every survey, every single opinion poll, less likely to say they're going to vote yes in this referendum than men. And the gap is often quite big, 10, 12, 15 points. And by far and away the biggest demographic difference on this issue across the Scottish population. In general, both men and women who say that they are uncertain about what the consequences of independence would be, perhaps are almost inclined to think it might be a little bit of a risk, they are much less likely to be willing to vote for independence. And even if they think that I'm strongly Scottish, they might even think that maybe the economy will be better under independence, but if they then go on to say to themselves, but I'm not very sure about any of this, then they seem at the moment to draw back from supporting a yes vote. And the truth is that women are much more likely than men to say that they are uncertain about the consequences of independence, and that certainly is a key reason as to why they're less likely to vote yes.
Time to hear from a woman, I think. June Martin is editor of the Yes Linlithgow magazine and active campaigner in the Linlithgow area.
The default position for women seems to be no, because it's safer, and it seems to be part of they're the protectors, they've got their families to think about, they've got to balance the budget at the end of the month, and they're worried that that's, that their money is going to be eroded in some way by voting for independence. But also they don't seem to, it's either they're just not interested in finding out the facts, and so they hear stuff that's on the TV or written in the papers, and they're not accessing any kind of independent information.
Do you think that the Yes campaign could manage to win the referendum without a female majority?
Well, clearly the Yes side could win the referendum without a female majority, given that if you take the average of all the polls at the moment, they're running at around 44-45% amongst men. Now, if they push that figure amongst men up to, say, 55% or so, even if women were only running at around 45% or so, then we might still have a narrow yes majority. So I don't think it's essential that they get a majority. But certainly, given the size of the gap, it's difficult to see how they're going to see the winning a majority unless they can narrow that gap. And that certainly, therefore, women have to be regarded as a key target group for the yes side. It's certainly very difficult to see how they can afford to have the degree to which a female vote is currently dragging the yes tally down.